I was just wondering, do you believe that Australia will ever ban alcohol and/or gambling ads?
Jane Hume.
Well, actually, the Coalition announced a ban on gambling ads in broadcasts of sport last year. Last year in May, and it was part of Peter Dutton's budget in reply. So we said that we would ban gambling ads during the telecast of sports, an hour beforehand and an hour after. Now, don't get me wrong, I love my sport. I love a bit of a flutter myself, but the problem is now we're getting kids that can tell you the odds, but can't tell you the names of the players. This is a real problem, and it's something that we're hearing over and over again from parents. That's why we announced a policy and introduced a bill last year. Now, that bill was blocked by Labor and the Greens, but if Labor are serious about tackling this issue, well then we could pass it tomorrow.
Okay, but John Howard, who is, a former Liberal giant and Prime Minister, has said that it should be a blanket ban. Peter Murphy, who was the Labor MP who brought down this suggestion, wanted a blanket ban. Mm-hmm. You haven't called for that.
We announced our policy
But
a
why
year
not
ago.
a blanket ban?
Well, because that's our policy.
But why?
Our policy...
But why?
Because our policy is to ban it during sports telecasts, because that's where it is, that's where families are sitting with their kids, that's what kids are watching.
People watch TV
we
at other
want to make
times.
sure that they don't get exposed to these gambling ads. This incessant, and it is incessant, gambling ads.
It's pretty revolting.
For an hour before, an hour after and an hour during. But you've got to find the right balance too. It's not an illegal pastime, and adults can participate in this by choice, choice. It's not illegal.
Jackie Lambie, you wanted to go further than that, right?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you can stop it for a couple of hours a weekend. That's really going to make a difference. I mean, surely. I mean, seriously. Yeah, I think that there is no reason for gambling to be on TV or on ads. The only reason these major parties don't want to upset them is because there's an election coming on, and they don't want those broadcasters out there smashing them, and that's exactly what they'll do. I know it, and they don't have the courage to stand up against them for the sake of our kids, and that's all it comes down to.